and welcome to or back to the Craft Workshop podcast, episode 23. So if you are new, welcome. My channel is a mixture of vlogging, typically a weekly vlog every Sunday morning, about my life living in the Netherlands with my family and friends and all the things I get up to. A little bit of crafting talk throughout the vlogs, of course, and then once or twice in a month I come to my workshop here at my local art centre, which is where I am now, and I film a podcast which is basically a roundup of all the crafty things that sometimes I've finished or I'm working on, lots of them, and I'm planning to do loads of them. I'm an avid all-round crafter, so I crochet, I knit, I paint furniture, I sew, machine sew and hand sew. I think did I say I make jewellery? I also am a very small batch dyer, yarn dyer. That's a newish thing in the last 2 years, I think. What else do I do? I've been known to bronze sculpt before now. Yeah, I pretty much, you know, if there's a craft out there to try, I'll give it a go, and most of them I've become addicted to. So if you don't watch the vlog, I can give you a little bit of a roundup of what I have been up to since the last podcast, but also if you use other social media channels, you can find me on Instagram with @Dawn'sDays, and I also host a very small, or it's not very active Facebook group called Crafty World 1. It seems to be growing, and there's not many people posting on there. I think people are a bit shy still, so it's still quite a small group. So if you fancy joining that and sharing everything, you know, you're busy with or want to ask questions, please, you know, welcome. There are some clear rules in there because, yeah, we've had some naughty people who've just sort of filled up the feed with, you know, promoting their businesses, and that's not what it's about. It's about sharing our craft experiences and supporting each other. That's the intention of that. And then obviously the channel here. What else can I say about myself? Well, yeah, clearly I'm British. Originally I'm from Manchester, which is the northwest of England, and I've been living in the Netherlands for 20 years now. My partner's South African, and our two boys are born here, Josh and William. They're 18 and 14. And we have fur babies, Jack and Daxter. Most of you guys, if you do watch the vlog, you'll have met every single one of them. And I think Josh has made one really, really small cameo. And if you blinked, you would have missed it. I think you might have caught his voice once when he was being a bit, cheeky. So yeah, what have I been up to since the last podcast? So in the Netherlands, the school holidays, they rotate according to the province that you're in. So our province, last week, the kids went back to school. So William started back at high school. He's in his second year. We went to the school and met his new mentor and one of his, I don't know if she's like a year head, one of his teachers. It went really well. I must say, Lawrence, his schooling in South Africa is very much followed my schooling in the UK. Quite formal, quite regimented. You know, we wore uniforms. You know, we went to school set hours of the day. And here, you know, the high schools in particular are very much like college life. I've never seen a kid in a school uniform here ever. They just don't exist. I think maybe some of the private international schools, like the British school, maybe might have a uniform, but on the whole, they're sort of frowned upon over here. And you know, they literally come and go. You know, some days William's only in school for an hour, and then other days he's in for all day. And then they come and go, and yeah, it's very, very independent. So yeah, you know, it's been an interesting journey. Joshua went to a different high school. So he went to the high school that's under the same umbrella, but he went to a different high school, still in the village where I live, but a different location. So this is completely new to us. Anyway, it's his second year. So he went back to school. What else has happened? The weather has been turning more and more miserable by the day. Summer's been a bit of a washout here, I must say. Lots of rain. We have got a small motorboat in Holland, they're called sloops. So in the last 2 weeks we have been out on the sloop, and if you're interested in, you know, one of these sort of slow, calming kind of videos, look back in one of the vlogs, I think maybe 2 vlogs ago. There's some footage from sailing, which I love to do. What else have we been up to? Oh, I went into the office actually. Gosh, I don't even remember the last time I did go to the office. For a whole afternoon. I was absolutely exhausted when I got home, but it was really good. It was a project meeting, so yeah, being able to all be together in a very, it was very yeah, well done, you know, the social distancing and the environment. So, you know, I felt completely fine going in, and it wasn't a huge group. But yeah, gosh, it was so productive. So yeah, that was good. But my gosh, I was really tired. And also, I'm just not used to driving in rush hour, you know, on the motorway. So actually, I work 4 days a week, technically in Amsterdam. But yeah, the last 2 years from home, as of many of you guys have been doing. So I hope that's a good sign that we're going to start opening up soon. What else has happened? Oh yeah, if you're not familiar with the channel, you won't know. I have very old 1/12 scale dollhouse that I'm doing up, and with my friend Antoinette and her sister and her mother, the 4 of us are going on a day trip in next weekend. Well, that's gone quick. Yeah, next weekend we're going to a doll's house fair, so I'm most excited about that. I did recently do a really short tour of the dollhouse, where I'm up to with it at the moment. So if I can remember, I'll stick a link somewhere on the screen, so if you want to go and have a look at that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I think that's pretty much it, really. Nothing else exciting. As I said, if you want to go back and have a nosy at what you know, I do get on with these playlists called weekly vlogs. Oh, one thing that is related to the podcast, how can I forget, discovered a new to me yarn shop in my village. So I visited that in the vlog, and I did promise to share in the incoming section what I bought there, and I did promise to also share all the footage from the shop because I did some close-ups of the yarn variety that they stock. So if you stay tuned right to the very end, I'll insert all the footage from the yarn shop, and yeah, have a look. Helene Designs is a shop. Helene, she does deliver internationally, so if you see anything that takes your fancy, I'll put a link below. As with everything I talk about in the podcast, I'll either mention it, or where possible, I'll add a link. I haven't got timestamps on the channel, but yeah, you know, you can fast forward and rewind, can't you? Hopefully, it seems to be a trend with podcasts at the moment to put timestamps, but it's a lot of work. Okay, today let's begin. I've only got a little bit of knitting to show you, but I've got some knitting to talk about. I've got some crochet to share. I've actually got my Crojo back, and I've got some sewing, and I've got some incoming, and I want to talk to you about the Mal. Jeanette from Crafty Clay Creations, who's a very dear friend of mine. We're running a Mal, I think it's our 3rd one now. We like to run our make-alongs together on Instagram, called the Enchanted Forest Mal 21. So I've got some news, I've got an update about that, which I'll tell you at the end as well. So let's have a slurp. Oh, not with the spoon in. I'm just drinking plain old boring Nescafe instant coffee in my Dawn's Days mug, which lives here in my workshop. And it's not red hot now. Incidentally, I did mention it in the vlog, but hopefully you would have watched this before the vlog. I'm also here not just to film a podcast, I'm dyeing today, so dyeing yarn, I should say. And just before I set up the camera, I set up a big bucket of undyed yarn to soak. So hopefully in next week's weekly vlog, I'll insert a little bit of footage on that. I mean, it won't be a tutorial or the whole dyeing process, but yeah, if you want to have a look, So anyway, knitting. As I said, I haven't got a lot of finished objects. I did finish in the last podcast, I finished my Humblebee shawl, which I was thrilled to bits with. You'll probably know, as many of you, I'm joining in with the Year of Dishcloths, which is by the kitchen sink knitter, Garlane. Every month we get, the first of every month, we get a new free dishcloth pattern. It's knitted, and so I finished mine. It's a bit dodgy, but anyway, I'll show you. And I think this pattern was called Honeycomb, and you knit it in DK cotton. Mine's not DK, but to be honest with you, I'm not actually going to use them as a dishcloth of any sort. I'm just doing it because it's really good fun, and I actually really enjoyed this pattern. So I had these tiny little 10-gram cotton balls that I bought from my local budget shop in the Netherlands. It's called The Action, years ago, and I've always got a ton of these tiny little balls. It's not the best quality cotton. I always find it a bit stiff, a bit scratchy. It's not very soft, but I thought, well, that'd be ideal for that. So this is Honeycomb, which I really enjoyed, and yeah, we're coming up to the 1st of September, so let's see what's next. I've only missed one dishcloth, which was May. So what I'm planning to do, by the time I get to the end of the year, I'm going to go back to May. I think it was May or March, I can't remember. It was one of the M months, and give it another bash. So yeah, one finished object, very tiny. However, I am, I'll show you in the incoming, but I am planning to cast on a shawl, another shawl, normally a crochet shawl. So the Humblebee was the actual first knitting pattern shawl. I've knitted shawls for, oh gosh, years, but I just knit, I like to do the chunky knitting in the triangular garter stitch shawl. So the Humblebee was the first one I followed. Did make a bit of a mess of it, but it looks fine, so I'm very happy with it. So one of the Zoom groups that I join, it's a monthly group that Angela from Knitting on the Farmhouse, and it's open to anybody. So if you want to join in, check out Angela on Instagram. And I missed the last one. However, one of the ladies said to me, oh, we discussed the Sherbet Fizz shawl by Amber O'Brien. I think she's in Australia or New Zealand, I thought, pattern designer. And so a bunch of the ladies have decided to cast on the Sherbet Fizz shawl. So I've had a look at it, and I think Paula at Stitch by Mrs. D, she's done 2 of them now, and I do recall that they caught my eye. I thought, well, quite like that. What put me off with the Humblebee is there was a lot of plain knitting, and it, you know, it just sort of didn't hold my attention span. After it got past all the good bits, you know, the pattern, I got a bit bored of it. So the Sherbet Fizz shawl, I'll try and insert a picture of it here so you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm planning to cast that on, but I was trying to get on top of some of my whips because they'd really got out of control. So I'll show you the wool I bought for that. So you would have seen the pattern. I'll show you the wool I bought for that. So that's going to be another cast on. Hopefully in the next podcast I'll share that with you. And then the other thing I've been itching to cast on for ages, but I've been trying to finish some socks, which I'm almost done, is my lovely friend Karen, who's from Knitty Natty New. She was releasing this sock pattern, and I pestered the life of her. You know, I pretty much stalked Lauren. When is the pattern? When is the pattern? So finally she released the pattern, and she gifted it to me, which I was just so touched about. I think she was also telling me, like, okay, back off, Dawn, it's here now. And but I've been really good because it's a pattern, not a vanilla. I normally do pattern socks, but I'm normally a vanilla sock kind of gal. So I've been trying to clear my sock whip so I could just dedicate to casting on the Playground Days socks. But then I discovered that Susan from Wild Cottage Island, she's having a sock cast on the 1st of September, so which should give me enough time to finish. I'll show you, because I'm planning on knitting on these today at the workshop in between dyeing yarn. I'm planning on finishing. I've turned the heel. I'm on the home stretch now, so I just need to get these nailed and then they're done. These are obviously vanilla socks. I do 2x2 rib, heel flap and gusset toe, and the wedge toe with a kitchen stitch. That's my go-to recipe. These are watermelon Regia Tutti Frutti line, and they're cotton. It's the first time I've ever knitted with cotton for socks, and I absolutely love them. Stay tuned, I'll talk about that a little bit later. So yeah, finish these, and then I'll insert a pattern here. I feel like I'm on a game show presenting the prizes. This is Lauren's pattern for the Playground Days socks. Isn't that gorgeous? Because Lauren had gifted it to me, I paid it forward and I gifted the pattern to Jeanette because she was looking for a new sock to get going on. Jeanette loved it, and I'm pretty sure she's finished at least one of the socks, and it's beautiful. Go and check out on Jeanette's Instagram. She's got pictures of that. But I thought I would bring the wool to show you, because hopefully I'm gonna, in the next podcast, I'll show you how far I've got to show you what colours I'm doing mine in. So this is one of my own hand dyed. This is actually an experimental yarn that I absolutely love, but it's a reject. So there's none of these in the shop, only because there's a couple of specks of dye that hadn't diluted properly, and I'm a bit of a picky sort of perfectionist with that kind of stuff. So I thought, well, happy accident, I'm going to keep it. I'm sure nobody would be bothered about it, but I'll unravel it so you can see. So this hasn't got technically it's not got a name, but it's completely dyed through. There's no white showing on this at all, but there's all variegations of, I think I had in mind to call it summer sky, because it's got that nice, you know, that nice summer blue sky where you get those like single fluffy white clouds just sort of poking through. I don't even know. Oh look, there's where you can see it. So I thought, well, I'm having them. So that's the main body of the sock. So I'm going to knit them in, and that'll be a really gentle sort of variegation in the colour. And then I'm contrasting them. These are Lammy's running, and I don't know if it's got I think they just have a number for the colourway. Oh yeah, colour 020. So I'm going to do there's a little contrast on the frill of the cuff and the heel and toe in these. So I think they'll be really pretty. So let's see. Hopefully I can show you that I've at least cast them on in the next podcast. So yeah, I'm quite busy on the knitting front, but I wanted to get a couple of projects finished. So I'll show you some crochet. So I'm just looking at the time. I think I shared this. I shared this in the last podcast, maybe the last two actually. I finally finished. Da-da! This is Gustav, the balancing elephant. I didn't follow the pattern for the tail because I actually preferred that much better, my variation of it. This is, I forget the pattern designer now. It will be below. Gustav also comes with a little ball, like a circus ball, and a little hat. I think I'll make the hat. I don't know about the ball though. Not sure about that. We'll see. I crocheted him in a 3mm hook, so he's smaller than what I've seen on Instagram. The main body is in Scheepjes stonewash, and I did write the colour down this time, you'll be pleased to know. It's in colour 805 if you fancy having a go yourself. And then the little tusks, they're in Scheepjes Katona. I can't remember the name of that. I've got loads and loads of balls of like a plain creamy colour. So there he is, I finished him. Do you know what? He was an absolute joy to make. The only thing is I crochet amigurumi really tight, and I've got, you know, I'm sort of recovering from a frozen shoulder for most of the year. Sorry, there's a plane. I'm not far from the Amsterdam airport, Schiphol airport, so you might hear a plane from time to time. But yeah, I had to do this in very, very small bursts because of my shoulder, because, you know, I crochet so tight, and yeah, it was a 3mm hook. So the ones I've seen on Instagram are quite big. But yeah, really, really enjoyed that. I wouldn't say he's a beginner amigurumi project, because you do him in sections and then join on the inside and outside. So I think the legs, a little bit advanced, I must say. But for the rest, very straightforward, lovely, and it's a free pattern. So yeah, if you want to have a go, I'm definitely going to make more of him. I fancy doing a grey one next, but he's going to live up here with my some of my amigurumi collection. The top shelf are the Animal Friends of Pika Pow, and the whale was again a free pattern. Oh, and I forget the lady's name, the designer, and the heart was from one of my lovely Instagram friends, Dawn, who gifted me that. She made it for me. So anyway, he's going to live here. So I finished Gustav. Now I did finish a granny square blanket, but because it was at the house, I don't tend to knit or crochet in the workshop unless I'm waiting for, you know, yarn to soak, paint to dry. So I've left the blanket at home because it is quite big and quite heavy. However, I will insert a photo of it here, and it's made from 80% acrylic, 20% wool, from my local budget store in the Netherlands, which is Zeemans. And as you can see, I just started out with just very, very plain granny squares, alternating the colours. And then when I joined them with a mattress stitch, and then I crocheted all the way around the outside. So this was on in US terms, either a single or a double crochet. And then I finished the edging off, the green edging, in a picot stitch. And then what I've done is you can randomly see some rose motifs. So I think there's 5 on there. So I didn't bring it because it is quite big. That's laid out on my kitchen floor. I hope the colour's okay. But yeah, I felt the need. I had a bit of a stressful week the last couple of weeks, you know, with one thing and another. And I have got a crochet blanket on the go at the moment, but I just felt like I needed to turn to something that was both soothing and, you know, like a mindless project. And for me, crochet is probably my first love of the yarns. I really, really love knitting. I enjoy it so much, but crochet is like my turn to, you know, if I just need to sort of, you know, de-stress, calm down, relax myself. And you know, the granny squares, once you can do a granny square, they're such a soothing, repetitive thing to make. So yeah, really enjoyed that. So much so I bought more wool, which I've left at home. Actually, I have got the colours, because I'm going to actually do a little bit of crochet while I'm here. I can show you. I haven't got the ball bands because they're loose, but I bought some. Oh, I have actually got a ball band on this. If you're in the Netherlands, it's the Julia yarn, and so I bought a big bag of the green and cream. So I'm going to make a similar crochet blanket to that one, but in green and cream. So I really, really enjoyed that. And then I think that was it, what I'm working on the crochet. Yeah, it is. How are we doing for time? I'm waffling. Oh, sewing. I did actually show you, I did. In the last podcast, I made a prototype for Luna Lapin's head. This is the sewing section. Oops, that was a crochet hook. Hope I didn't lose it. In the summer vacation, we spent 3 days, I think it was, a short break on a Dutch island of Texel, which is famous for its own breed of Texel sheep. And there's a store on the island of Texel called de Witte Engel, the White Angel. And it's a very famous craft shop, especially in the Netherlands, but I know, for example, some of the Stephen West yarns have Texel wool in them, and I think de Witte Engel has collaborated on quite a few things that I've sort of, you know, oh, I know them, I've heard of them. I can't think of now. There was an embroidery set I bought from her, and I can't remember what it was. It was for a toadstool. and I was really surprised that her felt was in it. Anyway, I treated myself to some wool, which I shared, and the felt some from her. So I've made a Luna. Now, she's completely hand stitched, so she's a bit ropey in areas, and I've not finished her completely. I'm like 95% finished with her, I'd say. And I thought, well, I'll bring her and show her. So she's naked. I'm just warning you now, trigger alert, she's stalkers. Luna has got no clothes on, and she's missing her nose. Well, I'm going to show you. So here she is. There's my Luna. And then I did her ears in this strawberry, if you can see, like a strawberry cotton, and the bottom of her feet are matching. I actually use safety eyes. I still have to embroider her nose. I think I'm going to do that in a black, I think, to match her eyes. I need to press the ears to make them a bit sharper, and I'm still debating whether to blanket stitch around the outside. I have to add buttons to her shoulders, and I think the joins of the legs, I'm not too thrilled with them, although they do have a great flop. So yeah, that's my Luna. So yeah, as I said, I hand stitched her, which you have the reason, and I stitched her right sides together outside because I really like this little sort of like a teddy bear seam that she's got running through her longer head. So really, really, really enjoyed her. I used to felt stitch years ago, and I was addicted to it. But mine was a very sort of kitsch, blingy. I did sugar skulls, and there was always a lot of hat sequins and embroidery on them. I keep meaning to dig some out. I've lost most of them. I did find a sugar skull the other week, and I think I saw the elephant somewhere the other day, and some birds. The birds had feathers on them, very flamboyant and very bright, you know, in your face colours. So this sort of vintage feel felt stitching, I sort of, it wasn't interested in, it wasn't my thing. But however, I've been seeing more and more of Luna, and it was actually Ellie from Craft House Magic enabled me, because she made Luna's coat, and I saw it and I gasped. It's beautiful. And I thought, do you know what? I give in. I've got to make a Luna. So my mum and one of my sisters at the cell kindly sent the book over to me from the UK, so I'm thrilled. I think for the first attempt, I'm quite happy with her. What do you think? Hopefully next time I'll show you, she'll have a nose, her ears will be fixed, and she'll be clothed, hopefully. I fancy knitting a little sweater for her as well. We'll see, we'll see. I've got the book now. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing with the sewing, which then leads me on to the incoming, because that links me to Luna, and also the Sherbet Fizz Shawl. So staying on the sewing theme, years and years ago I was obsessed with making miniature teddy bears like this big when I lived in the UK. I mean, we're going, oh, it's got to be 30 years ago now, or more actually. I was obsessed with them. And I don't remember what the book was called that I had. It was, if you remember, they used to do these book clubs, and you'd sign up and then they'd send you book of the month every month. And if you didn't return it, you'd have to pay for it. And I got suckered every single time with these book clubs. However, I bought this amazing miniature teddy bear book from it, and I treasured it. I made loads of them. I used to sew my own skirts for work. So they were very much in like a suit, like an acrylic wool mix suit kind of fabric. So any scraps I had over, that's what I used to use for the miniature teddy bears. I didn't make fluffy ones. Anyway, I digress. I lost that book years ago, and I bought some 2 miniature teddy bears, one for me, one for my mum, for our doll houses, so 112. And when I saw them, I was like, they're the exact bears I used to stitch. I can't for the life of me remember what the book was. I found 2 on, I think it was eBay or secondhand on Amazon. And both of the front covers look really familiar to me. And I can't pick which one it would have been. Anyway, the ones I've seen are all like €50 a pop. I'm not paying that for a book. Because chances are I'll look at it and go, oh, I might make one and it'll, you know, it'll end up on the shelf gathering stuff, so, gathering dust. So I thought, well, I'm not going to do that. But what is out there on Amazon .nl, the Dutch version, because yeah, with Brexit, you know, we're paying duty and tax on everything. It's ridiculous. So I saw this book, so I've ordered it because I thought, well, I can shrink it down on the printer. So I've bought this book, Make Your Own Teddy Bears by Doris King, because I thought, well, I fancy making them in felt. He looks like it's felt, doesn't he? And this is very much the style of the teddy bear that I used to make. And I don't remember how much I paid on Amazon, but I remember it was very inexpensive. I mean, look at that. Oh, how cute is that? The only thing, and it's great, I have to be careful because it's a paid for pattern, but it's got all the pattern pieces in the book full scale, so I could actually take a photo of them, shrink them down to the size I want. Here, these are it. The only thing is, it's not very colourful. All the photos, because it's so inexpensive, the book, they're in black and white. That doesn't bother me at all in the slightest. Look, these are some of the bears. Oh, how cute are they? So yeah, this was an incoming. I treated myself. So obviously, living in Holland, English craft books or English anything, magazines and books are not the easiest to come across, and when you do, they usually cost a fortune. There is a Waterstones, I think, on the Kalverstraat in Amsterdam, and the American bookstore if it's still open, but the books are quite expensive. But anyway, while I was shopping, some of the books fell in my basket, as they do. This is gorgeous, and I seem to recognise this author, and I don't know why. Maybe some of you will. This is a book by Sue Quinn, How to Sew Little Felt Animals. How gorgeous is that? Oh, thrilled to bits. So there's a mouse, a rabbit, a mole, teddy bear. The back. I love that little red duffel coat. That'd be nice for Luna, actually. And I like, she does like the little stitches on their paws. The mole's also got that. And I'm pretty sure, oh, look at that one. That's even got it. That teddy bear's even got its own teddy bear. Even the little blanket's got, so cute. I'm pretty sure she shows you how to, yes, she does. All the clothing as well. Yeah, here's the dress for the squirrel. So it's not just the animal, it's very much like the Luna Lapin book, but it's not just Luna. Now I know there's a Luna Lapin Friends book. This has got all these different kinds in it. So you've got a rabbit, a mouse, a squirrel, a mole and a bear. They're all like woodland kind of creatures. No doubt you could actually turn them into a fox as well. So you get all of the patterns for these and all the clothing that they're wearing and accessories. Like the little mole, he's even got a flat cap on. And I don't know how much I paid on Amazon. It says here that it retails at £12.99 in the UK. US is $19.95 and Canadian dollars $23.95. I didn't pay that much for it on Amazon. I'm pretty Amazon. I don't know why I can't say Amazon. I don't know why I can't say that. I'm pretty sure I didn't pay that. In fact, I think for the 3 books, I've got another one to show you, I paid less than €30 for all 3 of them. So I've had a flick through this. I can't wait to get started. I'm going to finish Luna and dress her, and then I'm going to get cracking on some of these. I've already bought some nice soft felt because I went through my felt stash, and yeah, there's a lot of things with like holes cut in them. Right, and then the other thing is, we're coming up for Christmas. We're going to be doing our Christmas make soon. I bought this 10 timeless sewing patterns for a handmade yacht. So this is just not, it's not only felt, it's anything for hand stitching. So this is Magical Christmas by Mandy Shaw, and of course it's got this gingerbread house in it. Does she have an overview of all the patterns? No, she hasn't got a grid. All the patterns, all the templates are in there. What I do, baking paper, I use it as tracing paper and just trace over. She's got all the techniques for the hand stitching, so it shows you how to do the blanket stitch, the whip stitch. Let's show you a couple of the pictures. Well, I can tell you it's got the gingerbread house, gingerbread men, Christmas wreath, a garland, gift tags, embroidered lampshade, a robin, a applique to put on the lampshade, mini tree bunting, Christmas pennant, and robin decorations. So I think there's a lot in here. So I'll show you some of the pictures. That's the pennant. How beautiful is that? It looks so effective, but I reckon that's not difficult to make. Oh yeah, there's the lampshade that she's made. I'll give you the pattern. So she shows you how to do the lampshade, and then there's a separate pattern for the applique, the robin. Oh, it's gorgeous. And I like it because it's very sort of, I don't know, it's got that sort of Cath Kidston feel to it. There's the gift tags. So all the templates, everything you need, and all the stitches, how to embroider, etc. in there. Felt stars. I think, not last Vlogmas, the Vlogmas before, I think I did a tutorial on making felt star decorations. Do you know, I'm sure I did. There's a playlist for my Vlogmases. What else? Yeah, there's the gingerbread house. I'm assuming it opens though. It doesn't say. I think it must. It's a storage box of some kind. It doesn't say if you hinge it or something. Yes, it must be. I mean, it's not huge. It's tiny. Oh, that'd be nice. You put like little Christmas chocolates in it. Oh, the camera just jumped on the screen. I don't know if it jumped in real life. So anyway. 3 books incoming, all sewing related. Thrilled to bits with these. Can't wait to get cracking on them. So I sort of show you what I bought from the wool shop. So this is what I'm gonna knit my Sherbet Fizz shawl in. I don't know if you can see. It's like a very sort of dusky brownish pinky colour. This is it's from stoneandstitches.com, yarn by Carol Feller, and it's newer worsted. So I'm doing the DK version, and this is 60% merino, 20% yak, and 20% linen, and they're 50-gram skeins. And you get 100 meters or 109 yards per 50 gram. It's a hand wash, dry flat, and the colour is 9906 Cerebellum, it's called. So my tummy's rumbling. So I had a really good chat with Elaine about I shown her the pattern, and we had a look on Ravelry together, and you know, we worked through what the kind of effect I wanted. So I wanted to go for like more like a rustic autumnal kind of colour. But actually this would be nice in like on a cool summer spring evening as well. So soft, and also with the linen it gives it like that drapey feel. So yeah, that was an incoming. So that's my Sherbet Fizz shawl. And then the other thing is, because I'm almost done with my watermelon socks, I was highly delighted that I saw she has some other Tutti Frutti colourways. So I've treated myself to the kiwi. So this is the, sorry, if you lip read, I'm really sorry. To get the camera to focus, I have to make it focus on my hand. So if I cover my mouth, it's I'm probably not speaking, or I'll repeat myself when I move my hand away. So you won't be missing anything. So here is what it works up like. So you can see it's definitely kiwi colours, and this is I said I'd tell you, it's 72% cotton, 18% polyamide and 10% polyester, and it's absolutely lovely to knit with, and it's so soft. And I've tried one on, and oh, it's really, really nice, and it's not bad actually. There's quite a bit of give in it if you're worried about cotton socks not having enough stretch in it, but oh, yeah. So yeah, I treated myself to the kiwi one. I did hear oh, I was watching Hannah, Hannah's Happy Space. Hannah works in a wool shop in Devon. I thought she lives near Ruth. I can't remember the name of the shop. Go check out Hannah's channel. She did speak about it in her last podcast. Her wool shop is stocks this, because I know quite a few people in the UK said to me that they were struggling to get hold of the Tutti Frutti, and in fact I sent Jeanette a ball of the watermelon, which she whipped up straight away. She's so good. It'll take ages. And Hannah mentioned that they have new colourways for the Tutti Frutti coming out, which I didn't see in Helene. So anyway, I've got my plate full with sock knitting at the moment because, well, the other thing I grabbed, I've not tried this, but I thought it'd be nice for the amigurumi. It's Merino soft brush. So it's very much the same. Very much the same kind of look and feel as the stonewash, but this is merino. So I've gone for this colour, which is a little bit like a fleshy colour, because I thought this would be nice for amigurumi, you know, like dolls' faces and stuff. This is 50% superwash merino, 20% micro, I don't know what that is, and 25% acrylic. So I just bought a couple of balls of that for amigurumi making. It is so soft, like really so soft, and I just like this. I don't know, it's got like a very sort of vintage, timeless kind of feel to it. And then the other thing, two more things I bought. She sells this on the cone, so I ordered 200 grams, so let's say 2 skeins in my mind. I haven't got a project, I just saw it and I was like, that colour, I have to have it. So I bought this soft Donegal. The colour is 5506 in, I don't know how you pronounce that, Neve, is it? I don't know. Nay, I don't know how you, nay, maybe nay or nay, I don't know. Somebody Irish could tell me. It's 100% pure merino wool, and then Helene balled it up for me because, as I said, she sells it on the cone. So this is, I'm going to put my hand up. I hope the camera is picking that up. It's got all these little nips in it as well, and it's a mixture between like a really dark petrol blue, forest greens, and like that sort of racing green, and then there's just the little what they call neeps. Are they little neeps? There's like a couple of like peachy creams, purples running through it. I don't have a project for this. I just fell in love with the colour. When I saw it, I was like, oh! So, yeah, that's for my stash. And then the one last thing incoming. I have always wanted to try the Chigu needles. And I've never come across them in Holland on my travels. And then I saw Helene actually stocks them. So when I popped in, so I've been 2 times now to her shop. When I popped in to pick this up, I had a look through a Chigu. So I've ordered myself Chigu, the red lace circular, it's a 100cm cable in the 2.5. That's because I knit with the 2.5 Knit Pro Zings, which I have here. I only ever knit with the Knit Pros. They're my 2.5s. I love these. What I don't like is the cable is like really stiff in it. And then I heard that the Chigu, they're known for having a much softer cable, so they don't sort of stick up. And sometimes you feel like you're fighting with the cable when you're knitting. So let's have a look. And Helene says she swears by them. Oh yeah, see, that's much softer, and she said it will soften up as you use it. Yeah, this is way softer. Yeah, I am. So yeah, let's see. Oops, I'm gonna drop like my coffee. So I think I'm going to cast on my Playground Days socks with the Chigus and let you know how I get on. I don't know, we're all different. Everybody likes different things. Like I know people who swear by the higher and can't stand the Knit Pro. So yeah, that's the incoming. Okay, one thing which sort of relates back to what I'm working on for crochet, a very, very small project, but it's linked to the Enchanted Forest mal. So I'm going to talk about the mal now, and then at the very, very end, I'll insert the footage of the shop that I went to if you want to have a look. Because I did insert footage in the last podcast of the trip to Stephen and Penelope's. But I didn't sort of zoom in specifically on the yarn. So hopefully, let me know if you like it, if that's the kind of thing you want to see. And, you know, I'll always ask permission. And if I can, I can. And if I can't, I can't. But yeah, the mal. So it's still running. It's on Instagram. And it's running until the end of September. So you've got bags and bags of time to still make something. No matter how big or small it is. The only rule is it has to be made from yarn. So it can be like knitted, crochet, felted, I don't know, woven, as long as it's yarn. And you can argue why it should live in an enchanted forest. Jeanette's enchanted forest even has a jellyfish in it. It's her forest, it's enchanted, it lives there. Even if you don't want to enter and you are on Instagram, check out the hashtag because the entries are amazing. I'm not going to give special mentions because there's way too many to mention, but I will talk about, we've had another prize donated, so I'm most excited about that. So so Jeanette will make a goodie bag. I'm going to make a goodie bag which will have you know, various things in it, probably a project bag. Jeanette's famous for her project bags, and lots of other goodies. The lovely Bert from Vinyl Creations, which is a Dutch company, again delivers overseas, they're international. He does customised anything really. He made my customised crochet hooks for me. Oh, by the way, if you do want to order your own set of bamboo hooks, customised with anything you want on them, he's still offering the 10% discount code with Dawn10 if you want to grab them. And I believe the postage is quite inexpensive. So yeah, coming up for Christmas. But Bert also donated a super cool clock for that, which is, I wouldn't mind one myself. I haven't got a photo yet, but when we do the draw, you know, all will be revealed. Lovely Lindsay from Stitch Crate Love, she's kindly donated one of her stitch marker pendants. So you get a pendant, a ring, with loads of stitch markers, all handmade by Lindsay on them. So that's a really nice prize. And then the lovely Sarah, who Sarah Jo Makes on Instagram, she's just released a beautiful crochet toadstool pattern. It's gorgeous. And she's really kindly, she gifted me and Jeanette a pattern each. I haven't got around to making mine yet because I was trying to finish my blanket. So that's a crochet project for next week. Jeanette actually made hers, so go and check out Jeanette's feed. And Sarah has very kindly gifted us a couple of patterns as prizes for the mail. So yeah, it's really, yeah, there's some good stuff out there to win if you want to enter. And don't forget, if you do want to, you know, donate a prize, you know, we're more than happy to share the love. You know, we've got patterns, Jeanette and I gifting, a stitch marker, the clock. So yeah, we're open to that, and we'll give you, you know, blasts on social media to let everyone know that you're participating and supporting. So I think that's everything I need to share for now. Yes, I think we've got there. Not sure how long. I think we'll probably be around an hour. As I said, if I've mentioned anything, I'll put links or a description at least of what I've spoken about below. I hope you're all well and safe. And if you are a new subscriber, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to spend it with me. I hope you enjoyed all the things I've been sharing. And if you've got any questions or just want to say hello or let me know where you came from, I read every single comment and I do respond. So, you know, I really enjoy the interaction with everybody because, yeah, you know, I do count you all as my friends. So I feel like I'm sat in here in my workshop with you guys and we're all having a lovely conversation about crafting. So let me know if you're planning on joining in with any make-alongs, knit-alongs, crochet-alongs that you think I'd be interested in, or other viewers, because I know you all read each other's comments and sometimes you chat amongst yourselves, which is really nice. Oh, one thing that I did do, if you are on Instagram, last week I did a little sort of share the love thing. I asked people, it's a yellow post and so you can't miss it, and I asked people to either give their own podcast a shout out or for people to share ones that they're working on. So if you're interested, if you're in the market for some new podcasts to sit and knit and crochet and sew and just listen to, go back and have a look on my Instagram feed for that. And if you do have your own podcast, feel free to go and give yourself a shout out on that too. Or you can also pop your head up below, and if you are a podcaster, let everybody know. Say in the description box, not the description, the comments below, and yeah, hopefully somebody you know, will follow you from me. Maybe some of your viewers hear from you. That's always nice. Okay, I'm gonna go. My coffee has gone stone cold now. I've still got half a cup left. I am going to make some room. I'm gonna start dyeing, and then hopefully I'll share that with you in the next podcast. I think I forgot to mention, I do have a very small Etsy shop. Unfortunately, because of the whole duty and tax and, you know, importing, exporting problems that many of us are having, the shop is only open to the Netherlands, Germany, France, Belgium, and I thought Luxembourg, just sort of local countries to me at the moment till we can get the prices down. You can always reach out to me and ask, you know, if you wanted to, I don't know, share an order with a friend and split the postage costs that way. I'm always open to giving you a quote. As I said though, personally, I wouldn't pay it, but if anybody really wanted something, of course, I'll do my best to help you, you know, buy it. And yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I'm done now. Take care. I'll either see you in the next vlog or the next podcast. Stay safe for now. Take care. And thanks for tuning in. Bye.